From breaking one of basketball's greatest players' decades-long record to saying he wants to play the game with his son, here's everything to know about LeBron James' inevitable retirement plans. Hold on to your hats, NBA fans, because the king may be abandoning his throne sooner than you thought. In a stunning revelation, LeBron James was caught on a hot mic at the 2023 NBA All-Star Game saying that he needs to slow down and that he only has a couple more years left in him. Say it ain't so, LeBron. I don't know about you, but I, for sure, am not ready to imagine an NBA without the King's thunderous dunks and his clutch shots. But let me focus on the positive for a moment. LeBron didn't say this was his last season, so you can breathe a little easier knowing he's not retiring right now. And who knows, maybe he'll change his mind and play until he's 50, like Tom Brady or something. But seriously, this news is big. One thing's for sure though, LeBron James has been an icon for the NBA for over 2 decades, and his legacy will live on long after he retires. Speaking of legacy, move over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, because there's a new all-time points leader in town. That's right, folks, the King has officially dethroned one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and he did it in style, dropping 38 points against the Oklahoma City Thunder like it was no big deal. You know what they say, records are made to be broken, and LeBron is a record-breaking machine. Is it any surprise? I mean, he's won 4 NBA championships, reached the finals 10 times, and made a mind-boggling 19 appearances in the All-Star game. He's a 4-time MVP, which is like winning a Nobel Prize for basketball. He's also won 2 Olympic gold medals, which means he's pretty much a superhero at this point. I mean, have you seen those dunks? They definitely defy the laws of physics. But seriously, LeBron's career is the stuff of legends. He's been dominating the NBA for over 2 decades, and he hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. So hearing that he's planning a retirement in a couple of years seems pretty shocking. I know James dropped the biggest bombshell in the history of basketball with all the talk about retiring. Twitter is blowing up with rumors and speculation about LeBron's retirement plans. Some fans think he's already made up his mind and just stopped short of announcing it. Others believe he'll stick around the game in some capacity, like a coach or a commentator. But the most shocking theory of all is that LeBron is counting down the years until he can play with his son, Bronny. That's right, folks. LeBron James may be planning the ultimate father-son basketball duo, and it's enough to make your heads explode. The King may be approaching the end of his illustrious NBA career, but that doesn't mean he's done with basketball just yet. In fact, some fans believe he's just biding his time until he can team up with his son, Bronny. The young guard is narrowing down his college choices, with USC, Oregon, and Ohio State in the mix. But wherever he ends up, LeBron is confident that he'll excel. And who knows, maybe LeBron will join him on the court one day, proving once and for all that basketball runs in the family. Just imagine it, LeBron and Bronny taking the court together, unstoppable and unbeatable. It's like the Avengers, but with basketballs instead of hammers and shields. But seriously, if LeBron does retire soon, it will be the end of an era. He's been a dominant force in the NBA for over 2 decades, and he's inspired millions of fans around the world. Everyone's going to miss his thunderous dunks, his clutch shots, and his endless workout videos. But who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us all and play until he's 100. After all, age is just a number, and LeBron James is a freak of nature. There's also the fact that if James leaves the NBA for good, who's going to fill his shoes? Well, here's what Jason Terry has to say about that. Former NBA champion Jason Terry has dropped a bombshell by suggesting that the league will survive even after LeBron James retires. Say what? In an interview, Terry shockingly claimed that the NBA has a lot of great young players, and that there's a whole new generation waiting in the wings. Who knew? But in all seriousness, Terry is right that the league has some serious talent coming up, and James has had a huge impact on inspiring the next wave of NBA stars. So people will certainly miss seeing LeBron on the court, but you can take comfort in the fact fact that the NBA will continue to thrive even without him. Then again, nothing about the King's retirement plans seems to be set in stone because LeBron James' retirement plans are like a game of whack-a-mole. First, he's out in 2024 after playing with his son. Then he's back in 2026 to play with his other son. Now, according to his teammate Dennis Schroeder, the King wants to play for 5 to 7 more years and possibly retire at the ripe old age of 45. I mean, come on, LeBron. Are you trying to set some kind of record for most retirement dates announced? It's like he's playing a game of musical chairs, but instead of chairs, it's retirement dates. Either way, it's clear that LeBron's retirement plans are about as consistent as a weather forecast in the Midwest. But hey, who am I to judge? If he wants to keep playing until he's 45, more power to him. All this retirement talk is even more shocking because of the brilliant legacy James has established in the NBA. I already mentioned how he beat Abdul-Jabbar's record. What else can you expect from the king of the court? He's surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's legendary record of 38,387 points in 150 fewer games, and that cements his status as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But let me be real here, nobody thought this was possible. When LeBron entered the league in 2003, he was just a fresh-faced kid out of high school. Nobody could have predicted the impact he would have on the game of basketball. But here he is, nearly 2 decades later, and LeBron has not only cemented himself as one of the greatest players of all time, he's broken the unbreakable. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record was thought to be untouchable, like the speed of light or the existence of black holes. But LeBron has proven that anything is possible if you're willing to put in the work. I mean, seriously, who breaks a record like that? It's like he's not even playing by the same rules as everyone else. For years, the debate has raged on about who is the GOAT, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. But with every record shattered, every jaw-dropping dunk, and every clutch shot, LeBron inches closer and closer to claiming the crown. And let's not forget about his off-court accomplishments. The man is a philanthropist, an activist, and an entrepreneur, which only goes to show how he's just as great off the court. Dwayne Wade said it best. It's the LeBron James era of life. You're watching history unfold before your very eyes, but you've been so caught up in the moment that we haven't even had a chance to step back and appreciate it. But mark my words, folks, one day, when you're telling your grandkids about the greats of the game, you'll be talking about LeBron James in the same breath as Jordan and Abdul-Jabbar. And when that day comes, you'll look back on these moments and realize just how lucky you were to witness greatness in action. That's all to know about what are the King's plans for hanging up his jersey.